The first National UK Learning CEFPI Conference was held on the 10th of July 2013 at the Royal Society of Arts in London. It is my pleasure to report on the first national conference that took place in July. This conference brought together students, teachers and design professionals from the membership communities of UK Learning to take a UK and global perspective to create excellent environments for learning. We were joined at the event by CEFPI colleagues and the current Chair and Chair-elect Irene Niglioni and Dan Mader.
My name's Irene Gaglione and I am an architect. I'm a partner of a firm called PBK and out of Dallas, Texas. I am the chair from CEFBI International and I'm here today to strengthen the relationship between UK Learning and CEFBI as a whole.
The central aim of UK Learning is to keep the learner and the user at the heart of the design process. The approach to learning and teaching and its day-to-day translation into practice was delivered by Armando Di Finizio of Hans Price Academy.
Do we need to have a much more in-depth conversation about the nature of education first before we do this consultation? Because I don't think we do that. I don't think we go back and really explore what education means. We just go along and say, we're having a new school, how would you like it to look? Without spending a fortnight really exploring and challenge, and got them to challenge me about it really. And that's what we need to do. We need to think about the educational pedagogy first. Forget the building at first, get the education.
Mike Tull, head teacher of Marsden Heights Community College, reaffirmed this message.
I needed to create and develop an educational vision that would drive the design of the building, but to create what I termed a learning community and a community of learners. I needed this learning community to be a permeable membrane where learning would freely go out into the community and the community would freely come into our building. That was the starting point.
The engagement of young people and the use of technology was developed by Gary Spracklin of Portland Academy.
And I'd always worked with a program called Digital Leaders. Some of you may have heard it. It's about equipping young children in school with the chance to lead on areas of digital learning, areas of technical side of things. It's giving them a voice. It's also really helpful as teachers to have those pupils on board to lead in those areas because they do know so much more than us on so many things. It's all building upon the digital technology, which is now an essential part of all our people's lives, whether we like it or not. It has changed the way we behave, learn, communicate and fundamentally live in this modern era. What learner-led design can give us, I think it can give us more insight into our end users and what they want and where they're moving, because they're moving at such a fast pace that, you know, my job is innovation, so it's never done in my circumstance. And it's impossible to keep up with what they're doing, but we need to just work with them and use them as inspiration, really. I think for me it's leading to greater engagement, not only for the pupils, but the staff are loving the fact that the pupils, because all teachers are in it for the pupils, and we need to just remember that, really.
Alison Watson talked on the engagement of young people and the contribution to the design of school integrated within the curriculum.
So I'm going to go right back to Terry at the beginning. Facilities have a direct impact on learning. And yeah, that's absolutely true. We found that. Learning has a direct impact on facilities. But the one thing we do know is that you put that management of that building in the hands of students and young people, and suddenly the building improves.
Michelle Cohen, as an architect, stressed the creativity through collaboration that could be achieved and the importance of review and evaluation.
Innovation often happens in times of adversity where there's limitation, and we've really got to think harder. And as creative people, we relish this. This is not a problem for us. Just throw us another challenge, because we need to actually think harder. And I think we're really good at it. I go back all the time. I go back because I want to learn from them. I go back because my thinking changes every time. And the people that I'm working with make me change, and I want to find out how it's working, if it's working, what we can do next time. Most importantly, what isn't working, because we don't get it right every time.
In summarising the day, Terry White, Executive Director of UK Learning, and Irene Niglioni, the Chair of CEFPI, were asked to comment.
I think the event today went really well. I think we've brought together a range of professionals, from architects, from designers, from head teachers in schools, from people representing a whole range of design professionals that actually have come together and have agreed that there is a need to make a new focus on learning as the driver for design and change in schools. People have become very passionate about the need to collaborate, to come together, to discuss topics, and to actually find a way of thinking differently about applying their passions in their professional world to make a difference in school design. I think it's been outstanding that there's been a real focus on the needs of young people and of students, and that seems to me to be the key place to start in order that we can get more of a dynamic and a debate around the real user of the education system. I think what's enhanced it is having our colleagues from CEFB from America with us to actually share the expertise and to find out that lots of the challenges that we face here are the same challenges that they're facing, and I think we can build on that and gain greater leverage and capital out of it for going forward in the future.
The focus that came through absolutely was about the learning. Making the focus of learning was the spot-on decision to be made, and it became evident at every table because we never talked about details of architecture or construction or planning. We talked about how do we provide the best for the learners. So, and again, it was just a very good mix of people that were focused on that and truly wanting to answer that question. And what was interesting about it was the combination of educators, architects, planners, everybody talking about what the problem is, what the challenges are, and what are the better things to do to fix it. The conversation at the table was excellent. The presentations I thought were spot on. And again, it really rallies this area to become a very strong chapter for the organization. So I'm excited about that.
If you would like to be part of this debate, please join us at the next two conferences to be held at the Royal Institute of British Architects on the 22nd of October and at the Manchester Creative Arts Academy on the 23rd of October. Further details can be found at our website.